हेलो, गुड आफ्टरनून मैम। मैम आपको मेरी वॉइस क्लियर है?
बिल्कुल क्लियर है और आप विजिबल भी हैं।
जी मैम जी।
आई थिंक आई एम आल्सो विजिबल एंड ऑडिबल।
जी यस मैम। Okay ma'am, so ma'am, we will start the program at 3 p.m. as per our schedule.
Let me just check my share. Like,
okay,
is it getting properly shared or not? So let me try this.
Yes ma'am, I can see your PPT and it is written successful question mark.
Yes.
Okay. Yes ma'am.
So I would be able to share it.
Right? Yes ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Sandhya Srivastav, your student.
Good afternoon. Sandhya, my goodness, seeing you after a long time.
Yes, me too.
How are you?
I'm good, ma'am.
You are looking very weak, I should say. You have reduced weight to a great extent. Am I audible, Sandhya?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yeah, you're looking weak.
Today, ma'am, today is a very stressful day.
Why?
For me.
Why?
Ma'am, today is external also, some other work and all.
Oh, many things together.
But yeah. As usual.
Great.
Thank you, ma'am.
So we begin at after 5 minutes or so.
Yes, ma'am. After 5 minutes.
And any other faculty member whom I know personally here in this meeting right now? I don't think.
No, ma'am. I don't remember. Braj Kishore Verma, if he joined, you remember him, I think.
I'll have to see if I see his face, maybe I recognize.
He's not joined right now, ma'am. Maybe.
No problem. We will interact later on.
Okay, ma'am.
Right. So meeting after 4-5 minutes. Okay.
Meeting join kari phone.
Yes, ma'am. After 4 minutes. Just I'm calling to director, sir.
Okay. Right.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Indu ma'am,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, director sir is going to join shortly within 1 or 2 minutes, and our honorable speaker, our mentor, Bharti ma'am has already joined.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Induji. Nice seeing you here.
Yeah. We met in, I think, 2006.
My goodness, what makes you remember that?
You have taken one guest lecture in our institute on life management, like that.
Very difficult to recall that.
Uh,
It's long back. It has been
Yeah,
long back.
Indu ma'am,
Yeah. Hi, yes,
Indu
sir.
ma'am, our honorable director sir has joined. So
Okay.
now I think as per the permission, sir, now can we start the program? Honorable director sir.
Please go ahead, Dr. Khadim.
Thank you so much, sir.
Ah.
Now, anchor, it is over to you, please.
Okay, let me wish good afternoon to the director, sir.
No, sir, ma'am, it's an honor to welcome you. It's always honor to welcome you. So I think we will go just with the program flow, and I will also be speaking.
No problem. Sure. Definitely.
Very good afternoon, our respected director, Professor Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, sir, our speaker, Dr. Bharti Dwivedi ma'am, Dr. Induprabha ma'am, AD Engineering, Dr. Khadim Moin Siddiqui, sir, HOD, EE and EN, Engineer Sandha Srivastav ma'am, dignitaries, erudite faculty members, and all the attendees. I, Darshika Gupta, Chair of IEEE WIE of SRMCEM, welcome you all on Day 2 Awareness Program organized by the IEEE WIE Affinity Group of SRMCEM. As we all know, IEEE WIE SRMCEM has organized a 5 days awareness campaign celebrating the 25th anniversary of Women in Engineering and the 75th Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Now, I would humbly like to request our director, Professor Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, sir, to present his welcome note for the commencement of the event.
And thank you, Darshika Gupta, Chair of Women in Engineering, IEEE. It's a privilege as well as honor to welcome Professor Bharti Dwivedi ma'am on behalf of our founder and co-founder, Engineer Pankaj Agrawal ji and Engineer Pooja Agrawal ji, and all the faculty, staff, and students. In fact, I really appreciate IEEE for really requesting ma'am, because ma'am is not only a well-known name in Lucknow or UP. She is a well-known name in means electrical or allied branches in North India. So it's definitely an honor, and I know she is such a reputed speaker because I have attended her session also. Both interacted for different reasons, but even as I would say a person who elaborates on different topics, the way she really explained the things, that's really charismatic and inspirational, I would say. As a teacher also, it is quite inspiring. So I'm sure this session will be very useful for those who are present here, or in form of a recording to those who are not present here. And I'm sure she is a great mentor. In fact, the kind of respect that she has for this institute also, that exemplify that she opted for this college, while because I am told that her son also got educated from here. So that really obviously she is also part of extended family, and I think it's a mutual kind of feeling. So ma'am, I consider myself, it's an honor to really welcome you, and I'm sure in IEEE also you will keep involving yourself in one way or others. You have been guiding multiple scholars from time to time. You have been convener of the research development committee of AKTU. So at big platform, the kind of experience that you have had, and the kind of energy and initiatives that you have undertaken in mentoring different persons, that is really means very high, I would say praise, not only praiseworthy but inspirational. So you are a charismatic academic leader, and I am sure this college will in future will take benefit out of this, because since I am at a helm of affair as one of the soldier of this dedicated team, and I am happy to share with you, ma'am, that Dr. Khadim Moin Siddiqui, he is doing wonderfully well. Dr. Indu Prabha, ma'am, she is also doing well. Means he has been given different awards, and he is a guest and leading editor of different IET journals also. So we are going great, and I think your mentorship and your guidance in time to come will definitely be a pivotal thing. So maybe you have definitely a hectic schedule, but since considering your initiatives and your enthusiasm and the way you enjoy the mentorship, I'm sure we will be really feel ourselves fortunate that this is not limited to this session. You off the record also and on the record, you will keep helping our IEEE branch to really do well and guide us in different forums. And the kind of the chairs, students, organizing committee, they are also coming up in a big way, because the mentor, Dr. Sandhya, Dr. Indu Prabha ma'am, Dr. Khadim, the way they are nurturing them, that is also quite praiseworthy. So I came out of the meeting because, ma'am is there, I am not there. I told Dr. Khadim, that's not possible, because you have been so positive, because whatever interaction I can recall, however minimal they might be, but I found yourself very positive in those things, always pushing in the interest of the students. So I'm sure you will keep mentoring our IEEE branches also in time to come, not only as a resource person, but also guiding on different ways. So thank you for this opportunity, Dr. Khadim, and I'm sure it will be a wonderful session. So wishing all the best to all the organizers, and I really congratulate you for having pursued, ma'am, and I'm sure you will keep this relationship intact, live, and thriving in time to come. Over to the intern.
Now, on behalf of the entire IEEE SRMCM WIE Affinity Group, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome our honorable speaker, Dr. Bharti Dwivedi ma'am. She was a professor in Electrical Engineering Department, Institute of Engineering Technology, Sitapur Road, Lucknow. She completed her BE in 1979 from GCET Raipur, MTech in 1985 from IIT Kanpur, and PhD in 2001 from RSU Raipur. She has an experience of more than 40 years in various government engineering colleges in CG, MP, and UP. She did her project as principal investigator of 2 projects at UP Council of Science and Technology projects. She has also published many books like 01 with Villay Limited, India, edition 1 and 2, 01 Progress with the BSP publications. She has published more than 130 papers in international, national journals and conferences. She has also held many administrative positions, such as Director, Skill Institute, Government of UP, Officiating Director, IET Lucknow, Dean of Postgraduate and Research at APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Public Service Commission, DST, MHRD, ICAR, UPCST, etc., central and state government recruitments, PSUs, and private organizations. Ma'am, it is our honor to have this opportunity to learn from you. And now the platform is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dikshita. At the outset, I thank the authorities of SRMCEM, the director, Dr. Professor Chauhan, and the organizing committee of IEEE Women Wing. It's my privilege to get connected with you all. And although the topic is very open kind, and I feel that whatever I'm going to say is already known to you, and this session is going to be interactive. So I thank Professor Chauhan for introducing me in and welcoming me in such a glorious way. I mean, I really thank for the kind words and I respect your feelings. So I think I should begin with sharing the slides. Well, so I'm supposed to be speaking here today, considering myself to be a successful woman in profession. Now, actually, let us understand what we mean by being successful. And as I said, that this is going to be an interactive section. May I invite the persons or the students at least who have joined this meeting, any suggestions as to what do you think is meant by successful, being successful? Any suggestions, any views? Okay. So I think they are all pondering upon. To my understanding, success is to achieve what you want and derive satisfaction and happiness from it. For example, when you were in a primary school in class 5, let us say, you considered yourself to be successful when you passed the exam. Similarly, in a higher secondary, in your college, in every class, in everything. So whatever you fix a target to achieve, and if you get that achievement, then you say, and not only get the achievement, but you derive satisfaction and happiness out of it, then we can say that you are successful. Now the question is that what do we want to achieve? Because for every person, the goal or the achievement which one is targeting at will be different. So it depends on sphere of exposure. आपको दुनिया के बारे में कितना मालूम है, तभी आप अपने लिए टारगेट्स फिक्स कर पाएंगे कि क्या क्या एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, किस तरह के लोग हैं, कैसे परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं. वो जब तक आपको मालूम नहीं होगा तब तक आप अपने टारगेट्स फिक्स नहीं कर सकते, अपनी चाहना, अपनी वांट फिक्स नहीं कर सकते. Similarly, the next thing is access to information. Now, with internet facilities, we can explore a lot of information, but still, unless we are exposed to a particular type of atmosphere and a particular type of direction in which we want to proceed ahead, if we cannot get the information, related information, then probably we would remain cloudy and will not be able to clearly see our wants. Then probably we can have role models. It's not necessary that role model, there is one role model which one wants to follow. As a matter of fact, when we interact with many people around, we find something or the other special characteristic, special quality of that person, which we try to emulate in ourselves. So we can have a number of role models, and we would be trying to extract those qualities and imbibe in us. Then once we start thinking about our desire or our want, The next thing is, how much do we believe in ourselves? There can be a very big goal, and one may find that I may not be able to achieve this. I am not confident enough. So that is one factor. So the amount of courage that is required to achieve a success also matters. Apart from all these things, one must also understand the limitations. Now, it's a debatable point, because many people have exceeded their limitations, they've crossed their limitations and achieved higher goals. So limitations can be, these can be factors affecting your growth, but they are not all. Now, how to achieve goal? Suppose you have developed a want for becoming something, so that would require some guidance, some hand-holding. You must be knowing something who may help you in growing or in advancing in the area which you are trying to achieve. So once you decide the direction in which you have to go ahead, you have to fix the goals, the long-term goals, and in order to achieve that long-term goal, the short-term goals. Now, while doing so and while proceeding ahead in the path of achieving goal, one has to keep sharpening the saw. That means you have to improve, you have to keep improving your abilities, your information, your skills in order to achieve whatever goal you are targeting. The next is the self-motivation. You have to remain motivated all the time. Small hindrance here and there should not bother you, and that should not shake your motivation. The most important thing is self-discipline. Once you have decided the goal, you know what to do, how to achieve, how to proceed ahead in that path. That requires a lot of self-discipline in order to keep sharpening your saw. And then the level of commitment. How much committed you are towards achieving a particular goal. Let me remind you, we are talking about the success in general, because we are looking at the successful women, let us say. But in that case, I needed you to first think about success. Then only we can proceed with the successful women. So the factors contributing to success may be the family support in terms of finances and the emotional support. Then the peer support in terms of critical assessment and suggestion. Then the self-motivation, self-discipline, sustained commitment, time management, and overpowering emotional jerks and scratches here and there. Sustained commitment and time management are the two dominating factors which contribute to success. Because unless you are disciplined and manage the time properly, most of the time you will be wasting it, and which will be stopping you from proceeding ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. Ma'am, your PPT is not moving.
Is it so?
Yes, your success story, woman or professional, the first slide is shown.
My goodness. Why so? Let me check. Can anybody guide me as to how to, what went wrong?
Ma'am, please, yes,
I think, should I proceed this way only? Because if I make it a full screen, then probably it goes away. Now,
yes,
can somebody tell me, is it changing now?
Ma'am, this is not full screen shown. It shows a slide share. Karke.
Is the slide changing now?
No, ma'am, it shouldn't change. No, ma'am.
Okay, so let me do this way. I think now it must be changing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then probably that slideshow F5 will not help me. So let this whole thing come in the side and let me proceed ahead. This is what I was trying to share is successful. Let me repeat from here. To achieve what you want, and what we want depends on these many factors. Sphere of exposure, access to information, the role model, it can be one or more, the amount of belief in oneself and amount of courage, having the limitations, and then again, how to achieve the goal or target, whatever you are fixing. So you need some guidance and handholding. You need to fix the goals, long-term goal, and to achieve that long-term goal, many short-term goals. And then you should keep sharpening your saw. By saying sharpening your saw, I mean that you have to continuously working on upgrading your knowledge, skill, information, and all. And then you have to remain motivated and remain disciplined and committed. And these are the factors which contribute to achieving the goal in order to become successful. You need to have family support, if maybe financial or emotional or both. Then you need peer support. Your friends may be observing your activities critically and maybe giving you suggestions to improve. And then along with motivation and discipline and sustained commitment, you need to manage your time so that you continuously work to achieve the success. You should be emotionally strong so as to overpower whatever emotional damage that is caused while you are proceeding ahead to become a successful person. Now, as probably I am expected to share with you is the challenges that I faced, because first of all, I do not consider myself to be a successful woman. Or should I consider myself to be a successful woman? Or who all are the successful women? For example, आपने सुना है कि इंग्लिश चैनल पार करने वाली महिला, विकलांग महिला जो हिमालय चढ़ गई, और पता नहीं फाइटर प्लेन उड़ाने वाली महिला. तो इन सबको हम क्या सक्सेसफुल वुमेन की कैटेगरी में रखेंगे या अचीवर्स की कैटेगरी में रखेंगे? क्योंकि मेरी समझ में जिस व्यक्ति ने जो टारगेट फिक्स किया उसको वो अचीव करके उसमें से प्लेजर डिराइव करता है तो वो सक्सेसफुल मानेगा अपने को. तो उस सेंस में हाँ, मैं सक्सेसफुल हूं, बट आई मे नॉट बी एन अचीवर. So because I had my targets and then I achieved them. Although in my journey so far, what are the challenges that I faced, I'd like to share, because I feel that many of you may be having a similar background or a similar feeling or a similar trouble or challenge in your lives. So let me share them one by one. My father was a doctor and he always wanted me to become a doctor, which I never wanted. I was slightly better in mathematics that time, and I was always of the opinion that the girls should be treated at par with the boys. And since there were no girls in the engineering college that time in Raipur, in Government Engineering College of Technology, so I thought of getting admission in engineering college. That time it was not all that difficult. Am I audible and are the slides seen?
Yes, ma'am, you're very audible.
Yes, okay. So this was one thing from family, although my father supported me later on, but initially he was hesitant in getting myself admitted to engineering college. Then the medium of instruction. I studied in purely Hindi medium from my class 1 to class 11. That was the pattern that time. We had 11th as a higher secondary degree and higher secondary school, and then 5 years engineering course. When I came to engineering college, the teachers will speak only in English. I did not understand a single word. I used to write whatever they are speaking, whatever I'm listening to in Hindi script in my register. And after going home, I'll sit down with my father and we will try to figure out what has been taught. The books were all thin, glossy paper books written by English authors. And it was really very tough. Sometimes one sentence ran over a paragraph, whole paragraph. So I used to read it 6, 7, 8 times in order to make sense out of that paragraph, in order to understand what is being said there. The times were really tough for me, especially in first year. Then I studied in a girls' school and I came to engineering college where we were only 2 girls in first year, and incidentally, both of were Bharatis, and the college strength was more than 1,000. So you can imagine the scene which we faced in that time. And I'm talking about 1974. So we were very hesitant. We never mixed up with boys, never interacted. You see, if the girls don't interact with the boys, it is very difficult to carry on the engineering studies if you don't have a good group working on the assignments and report writing and so on, or maybe the practicals you have to do, especially the workshop and the civil engineering labs. So it was difficult for us because we always never fell in one group. So since we were very hesitant in mixing up with the boys, so we faced a lot of problems there. To my utter surprise, some teachers were also challenging us. I mean, they were always asking, when are you going to leave? When will you leave this campus? I mean, how can you carry out this study and so on? It was really discouraging at that time. Now somehow I completed the engineering course, and you will be surprised to know that I maintained first division and I stood 4th in university merit list, despite all these things, all these lacuna or weaknesses that I had. So the lesson is that you really should not worry about what is your handicap, and you should always try to push yourself to the limits so that you reach whatever you really want to become or whatever you really want to achieve. Now, after passing out, I was very lucky. I was invited by the department head to join as a part-time teacher. I started my journey of career from there. Then about selecting a job, I really did not know whom to ask for. What should I do to get a good job? What are the job opportunities for me? You see, that was the time when no internet facility was there, and employment news, etc. I did not know at that time whether it existed or not, but I was not aware of that. So searching a person who may give me advice was one of the tasks that time. Anyway, I was selected for sale interview. So I attended that interview in Calcutta and I got rejected because the very first question they asked me was, what will you say in support of the statement that the girls are suitable for shop floor jobs? So it was they said it is very easy for you to give many reasons to support this statement, but I want your opinion in against to this. Like you should support the cause कि आपको नहीं fit माना जाए इसमें. तो मुझे लग गया था कि यहाँ मेरा selection नहीं होना है. Practically, I was rejected that time. Then I got 2 jobs simultaneously, one in teaching through Madhya Pradesh Public Service Commission, and the other was Madhya Pradesh Electricity Board. So I asked my father. He said, I'm not a good decision maker in this aspect. So then I asked to one of the teachers who was very favorite to me. Unfortunately, he is no more now. So he suggested that you should go in for teaching, because teaching is a noble profession for ladies. So I feel you will do good in teaching. I accepted his advice and joined teaching. Now, after 5 years of my teaching, I was selected at IIT Kanpur under Quality Improvement Program. I went there. Now, this was the first time I was leaving my parents and my home. So I was really very homesick at Kanpur. And there was a hell lot of academic pressure. You see, I was a student of a state engineering college. I had been teaching in the state government colleges in Raipur as well as in Rewa. So the kind of academic pressure was put on the students of MTech. It was really, really tough for me. For initial first semester, I remember I hardly slept before 2:33 a.m. So every night, and I used to cry also sometimes that I'm not able to do it. It was a lot of pressure. Anyway, I succeeded in doing that then. And there was no other girl in the department, neither with me nor senior to me to support me or to guide me. Then there was a language problem because I belonged to Hindi belt, and there were many Bengali and South Indian friends with whom I was supposed to interact, but incidentally, they were not able to understand Hindi at all. So then when you have to search for words, you have to find the ways. Hello? Any problem? Okay, I think somebody has to put the speaker off.
Sorry, ma'am.
So one has to overcome the language problem also in growing in your career. Then the dressing up issue is a minor thing, but yes, I used to wear sari, and in IIT Kanpur, the girls used to wear different kind of dresses, which sometimes made me feel that maybe I am misfit in such environment, but then it's okay. Then for doing PhD, I was selected at IIT Kanpur, but I was not sponsored by the institute. I was not relieved because there was a faculty shortage in the department. So, I mean, it was really heartbreaking for me to leave this chance of doing PhD from such a prestigious institute. Then I started searching for supervisor because anyway, I had to do my PhD. Incidentally, that time, there was nobody available who could guide me for PhD in or around Lucknow. Then I went back to my alma mater and joined one of my BTech teachers, and I had to leave my kid behind, and it was tough to leaving family and going away, staying there and working for PhD. Then came a stage where every girl is put into whether to study further or to get married or to continue job, because in our society, marriage is essential. And I feel, yes, it should be essential. So I got married, and then I had to leave my experience of 7.5 years in government college, and I left Rewa, resigned, and came to Lucknow. But again, luckily, I was absorbed in IET immediately without any gap in my career. And it so happened that the college had started in 1984 and I had joined in 86. And one more important factor that affects the career of girls or ladies is the placement of husband, I mean your counterpart. So I was lucky again. We were non-transferable, so we stayed here. I was a member of a joint family. Joint families are the big support vis-a-vis responsibility. Yes, you have to work for the family. You have to look after family members. You have to take care of them. And at the same time, they take care of you. Then, after having spoken about my experiences and my thing, let us come to the common challenges. I know that boys are also attending, and the male and female both participants are there in this meeting. So the common challenges that are faced in everybody's life, especially in engineering education, one is homesickness. It can happen to anybody. Language problem can be there with anybody. Lifestyle complexes. This factor is more in girls. It prevails more in girls because boys are happy-go-lucky kind. They don't bother. They don't much care about others' way of speaking, way of carrying oneself, or way of expressing. Girls are very sensitive, and therefore they undergo different complexes. Girls, as the nature has made them, suffer mood swings during a menstrual cycle. Then caring and sharing with others. This is an issue with all, because you see, nowadays, normally the families have become nuclear families. And the trend is to have 1 or 2 or 3 children, mostly 1 or 2. So the habit of caring and sharing in a big group, that becomes a challenge before the students when they join college. So this habit, if they do not develop, they normally remain aloof, cut off, and sometimes this leads to depression. Then emotional support. Everybody, every human being needs a venting out mechanism. Everybody should have a bargat ka ped kind of a person before whom one may open your heart and tell every your emotional issues. That person may or may not be of help to you, but simply venting out gives you a big relief. So that prevents depression affecting you. Co-education is maybe a problem for them who have studied in all girls or all boys school. And then sexual harassment is an issue which girls are more susceptible to. So they have to face this challenge also, because before coming to the college, if they are not staying at home, this is one thing they are required to be very careful about. Then once you pass the college, go for a job, you face different challenges. Gender discrimination. And obviously, females are more susceptible to this. Females are less preferred due to the possibility of getting relocated after marriage and proceeding on maternity leave, etc. As was said in my introduction, that I have worked as an expert or chairperson in several selection committees. And when I listen to the discussion of my co-panelists, I find that this is a factor which people consider. That, oh, this girl, you see, she's unmarried, she will relocate herself after marriage. I should be, I mean, that person, that boy is better than this girl, sort of. Sometimes this mentality works. Then the males sometimes feel jealous, thinking that females get favors from superiors. This is a common mentality in young boys that I do not know whether this ever works. I mean, really, whether the females get some favor, thinking that they are the weaker gender, I don't know. But yes, I mean, this kind of jealousy is there among male persons. I'll like to share one small story here. Once I was sitting in a tea club in the college, and one of my senior colleagues he was, I mean, the people there were discussing about tax saving, etc. So he said, oh, madam ko kya farak padta hai? Her salary goes as a bonus to her family. Immediately I reacted. I said, sir, yours may be a hard-earned money, but mine is doubly hard-earned money. I work as hard as you all in the college, and I have to work more at my home front. So salary of women is actually doubly hard earned. And this male should appreciate probably. Then the superiors may show low confidence in females for difficult tasks. This I faced in my career sometimes, that if it is something new or something big, normally the heads of the institutions would like to put some male members instead of a female member. Then females in general are considered to be honest, and hence they are less preferred wherever there is a possibility of obliging the opposite party or maybe bribe the opposite party for favors. So for such assignments, the females are totally ignored. I mean, and probably they are really misfit for such jobs. Very rare females will be there who would be happily doing it. Then the next is empathy. God has made the females empathetic. So yes, I myself have experienced that many a times the tasks become easy if you are empathetic to your co-workers, to your subordinates, and sometimes to your superiors. Because you see, what happens is when your superior is sore at you for some reason or the other, and you feel that it's not your mistake, then you have to be empathetically thinking about the cause of soreness of your supervisor. It may be lying somewhere else. And if you empathetically make it out through conversation, then probably the flow of work becomes easier. So understanding and empathetical behavior is gifted by the God to the females. Then work-life balance. Yes, it is more difficult for females. Then girls are also sometimes avoided for tasks which require travel. And normally females do not prefer also such jobs which requires a lot of travel. And sometimes for unmarried girls, living outside for a job is a task, is a challenge. One has to find a safe location and then find suitable companionship and things, so on and so forth. Then another task before females is to get a job in the place where her partner is working. So, again, in family, you will find that managing household chores, mostly it's the female's responsibility. Grocery hai ya nahi, vegetables, fruits hai ya nahi, guests aane wale hain to proper tayari uski hai ya nahi. Mostly you will find that your mothers and your sisters and your female counterparts are managing all those things. Then nature has given this privilege to the female that they bear and rear the children. Managing balance between two families. Yes, the girls have become equally responsible towards their own parents. And once they get married, they have the additional responsibility of their in-laws. So gents probably may not be feeling equally responsible towards their in-laws, whereas the ladies who have left their homes and have settled in the family of her husband, she has to look after both the parents of both the sides. So this is one important thing. So after discussing so many challenges and defining success and considering a lady or a woman to be successful, I think one is required to really ponder upon these things and think that what is gender equality? Why should a Women's Day be celebrated? Right? When we say that we are celebrating Women's Day, is it not we are stamping the concept that females are inherently weaker? Yes or no? If yes, then why? If no, then why? May I invite the audience view now, and can we start discussion? Please. Over to Enter.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for such motivating words. Now the session is open for questions, and those who want to ask some questions can unmute themselves.
Yeah, I have raised a question.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm Arunesh Shukla.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, जो आपकी एज है अभी, आपने मतलब इतना सही से मेंटेन हर चीज कर रखी है, और मतलब अपनी वर्क लाइफ भी, एजुकेशन लाइफ जिस टाइम पे आपने किया, एंड एट दैट टाइम की इस समय भी सब सही सही है। हम लोगों को सिर्फ अपनी एजुकेशन लाइफ, मतलब हम लोगों को इतना तो नहीं स्ट्रगल फेस करना पड़ता है, बट तब भी चीजें मैनेज करने में थोड़ा दिक्कत होती हैं चीजें।
फॉर एग्जाम्पल
मेंटेन किया जाए।
फॉर एग्जाम्पल
मैम फॉर एग्जाम्पल हम ऐसे कह सकते हैं, जैसे इस समय हम लोगों का 3rd ईयर चल रहा है, जैसे प्लस बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, जैसे किसी चीज के हम लोगों को प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए भी तैयारी करनी होती है, और हम लोग थोड़ा मतलब जैसे IEEE का भी है, तो इसमें भी रहते हैं, एक एक्टिव मेंबर है, तो उसमें भी अपना थोड़ा बहुत देखना पड़ता है। तो सारी चीज़ों को, और प्रोफेशनली चीज़ों को मेंटेन भी सारी चीज़ें रखनी है, तो आगे कैसे मतलब सारी चीज़ों को बैलेंस करके एक सिस्टमैटिक वे में चलना, ये थोड़ा सा टिपिकल हम लोगों के लिए होता है। आपके टाइम पे तो और ज़्यादा होता था, बट लेकिन आपने कैसे मेंटेन उस चीज़ को मैनेज किया?
ऑन द कॉन्ट्ररी, हमारे समय में डिफिकल्ट नहीं होता था, क्योंकि हमारे समय जितने लोग इंजीनियरिंग करते थे उनको जॉब मिल जाती थी। नहीं, आप लोगों को जितना कंपटीशन फेस करना पड़ रहा है, जितना टफ टाइम है अभी, हमारे समय उतना टफ नहीं था।
Yes, ma'am.
और जहाँ तक एक मैं और चीज आपको बताना चाहूंगी, जो थोड़ा सा हटके है, फिर मैं वापस आपकी बात पे आऊंगी।
Yes, ma'am.
हमारे यहाँ से बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स IIM में एडमिशन लेते हैं या किसी मैनेजरियल जॉब को जब ज्वाइन करते हैं, तो उनको एक लेटर ऑफ रिकमेंडेशन चाहिए होता है हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट से। तो मेरे पास जब ऐसे बच्चे आते थे, तो उन लोगों ने उस समय अपने बीटेक के ड्यूरेशन में जो भी काम किए हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल आप कर रहे हैं सोसाइटी में, या आप खेलकूद में हैं, या आप किसी भी चीज में थोड़ा सा लीड लेकर कुछ ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हैं, करा रहे हैं, जब आप ये काम कर रहे होते हैं तो आपको उसकी इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं मालूम होती है। लेकिन अगर आप ऐसी जगह पर पहुंचते हैं जहां आपको इस तरह का एक डॉक्यूमेंट चाहिए होता है कि जो आपके करियर में एक अच्छा इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करने वाला है। देखिए, आपके लिए एक टीचर एक आम बात है, एक हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट एक आम बात है, सबके लिए है। तो इन सब बातों का मायने होता है। तो जो भी आप बात पे आते हैं कि कैसे करें ये सब। तो ठीक है, एक स्क्वायर बनाइए और चार बराबर भागों में बांटिए. लेट मी ट्राई इफ आई कैन, बिकॉज दैट इज रियली इम्पोर्टेंट. If I can show you, let me show you. And this will be helpful to all others. Sorry, but ये शायद इमेज दिख रही होगी, उल्टी दिख रही है.
यस सर,
मैं ये चाह रही हूँ कि
ठीक है.
है, ये नॉट अर्जेंट है, और ये इम्पोर्टेंट है, और ये नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट है. ऐसा लिखें कागज पर. अब इसमें आपको दिन भर ये देखना है कि आप जो भी एक्टिविटी कर रहे हैं ये किस क्वाड्रेंट में आ रहा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप हॉस्टल में बैठे हैं, सिर्फ गप्पे मार रहे हैं घंटों विदाउट रियलाइजिंग कि कितना टाइम निकल गया, तो आप फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट में है, मतलब इट इज नाइदर इम्पोर्टेंट नॉर अर्जेंट. राइट?
यस मैम.
अच्छा, उसके बाद आपको करना ज्यादातर ये चाहिए जो इम्पोर्टेंट है और अर्जेंट है. यस, कम से कम इम्पोर्टेंट है. तो इम्पोर्टेंट में अर्जेंट भी हो सकता है, नॉट अर्जेंट भी हो सकता है. अब अगर आपको फला टॉपिक, फला एग्जाम के लिए तैयार करना है, तो अभी वो आपके लिए इम्पोर्टेंट है. अगर आपने टाइम मैनेज नहीं किया और अगर फिर आपके पास कंप्रेस्ड टाइम बचा कि बिल्कुल कल एग्जाम है, तो इट बिकम्स urgent and important. You see, so try to do the things without pushing it to urgent block. For example, let us take the urgent and not important. You may ask me what activity will fall under this quadrant, which is urgent but not important. Can you think? For example, I was doing some job yesterday in the evening, right? I got a call from Dr. Khadim that I have to interact with you today. So it was not important for me at that point of time, but it was urgent because one of my known has requested me for this job. Are you getting my point? So all the time, if you categorize your activities into these four quadrants and ensure that whatever you are doing is not falling under fourth quadrant, which is neither important nor urgent. So the things that need to be attended, which are important, keep doing it in stipulated time schedule so that it doesn't fall into urgent category. So this is how you have to manage. You have to plan it out. Yes, I hope I have answered your question.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Any other?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Any more questions? Ma'am, you were saying that you had any questions?
Somebody has popped in, yes. Ms. Aparna Srivastava.
Anybody has some questions?
Questions or comment? Views?
Any feedback? Okay, let's continue then. Now, I'll humbly request Engineer Sandhya Srivastava ma'am to present the vote of thanks.
Yeah, I love to present vote of thanks on this occasion. Ma'am, firstly, I thank you so much for joining teaching profession. आपने कहा कि उस टाइम पे दो अपॉर्चुनिटीज थे आपके पास and your teacher guided you to join teaching profession. I really thank you, ma'am. Unless I missed the opportunity under working mentor like you, So thank you so much for that, ma'am. Now I come to the vote of thanks because ma'am को personally जानती हूँ, बहुत सारी बातें कहने के लिए, बहुत सारी चीजें recall हुई हैं. So मैम ने कितने अच्छे से आपको अभी एक्सप्लेन किया कि किस तरीके से आप कैटेगराइज कर सकते हैं अपने आई मीन इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स और जो नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट है बाय द 4 क्वाड्रेंट ऑपरेशन जो आप लोग पढ़ते आए हैं उसे रियल लाइफ में किस तरीके से इम्प्लीमेंट करना है, हाउ इजीली एंड हाउ इंटरेस्टिंगली शी टोल्ड यू एवरीथिंग. सो आई थिंक बच्चों को बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा. थैंक यू सो मच मैम. And I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose word of thanks on this occasion. There is eminent personality, I must say, among us who deserve our gratitude in abundance. Honorable Dr. Bharti Dwivedi ma'am for giving us the valuable insights about success story of a woman professional. And I know ma'am जो Marathi है, the Marathi with which she work always done his work will always inspire us to do better, and ma'am needs a perfection always, I must say. So thank you so much ma'am for being a mentor us, and in future we expect more from you. Thank you so much ma'am. And I would also like to share my gratitude and appreciation for our Honorable Director, Sir Dr. Bhavesh Kumar Chauhan, and AD Engineering and IEEE Student Branch Counselor, Dr. Indu Prabha ma'am, and EE and EN HOD, and Advisor IEEE SPS Branch, Dr. Khadim Moin Siddiqui, sir, and all erudite faculty members for their presence, and IEEE student branch members and Y affinity group office bearers for their hard work. And last but not the least, my dear students, thank you so much for making this webinar successful. And last but not the least, ma'am, again, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. And thank you, everyone. It's over to you, Darshika.
Thank you so much, everyone, for attending the program. Thank you, ma'am. Now we shall
and wish
end
you
the
all
meeting.
the best, everybody.
Thank you so much. Ma'am. Thank you. It's great
I'm
honor to.
leaving now. Right. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
There's a feedback form in chat box. Everybody can fill that.
It's not opening.
It is opening. I've checked it.
बेटा क्रॉस चेक किया, आप देख लीजिएगा.
Sir, I've sent in the question. Kindly check out that.
आप बेटा एक बार देख लीजिए इसको.
A new form is shared.
Okay. Now it's opening. Thank you.
After filling the form, everyone can leave the meeting.